Welcome back to Coffee with the Editor. We're here at the Sandton Convention Centre for the Southern African Railways Association's Conference and Exhibition annual event. I'm here at the Colossal Concrete Products stand. It's fantastic to see you playing such a significant role in the sector. And that leads me straight into Gwen. Africa, it's a big place. What is your strategy?
Colossal Concrete Products is Southern Africa's largest railway sleeper manufacturer. And for us, we see Africa as our market. We're very excited about the prospects of the projects that are coming, that are being planned. It's my understanding there's an estimated project size of about $495 billion that could come out of railway projects in the next 5 to 10 years. And as Colossal Concrete, we're well poised to take advantage or to be part of that development. Southern Africa has a lot of commodity-rich countries that are landlocked, that need to transport their commodities throughout to get to the rest of the markets. And we want to play a very significant role in ensuring that our products are enablers of that development and that transportation of their products. So we're very excited.
As Colossal currently, I always say charity begins at home. I think our first strategy was let's be part of the big player in South Africa. And having said, the news is spreading across the SADC region as well. So where we are now, there's some other prospects that we are currently chasing in the SADC region. Us being here, it was mainly because of there are the wish list that has been said, in the past years. So now we can see now everything now is gaining momentum, and some of the contracts projects, they are very close to be closed. But obviously, this time is a main contributing factor, and obviously having the capital funding as well. As soon as all those things, when they are in place, I think we can start as Colossal to start engaging with those partners.
We have the capacity to manufacture 1 million sleepers per year, and based on our current order book, we're not using up that whole capacity. Getting access to projects in Southern Africa for us is critical so that we can really show our best side, which is there already. We've already quoted projects in DRC, in Angola and Namibia, etc. So we're hoping that these projects that are being discussed at the SARA Rail Conference will come to fruition so that Colossal Concrete can play its role.
Is there anything stand out here at SARA that you have found particularly interesting or fascinating for your business?
I think this business mainly of who do you know, stakeholders, engagements. I was just discussing with Gwen last night and this morning of saying, after all has been said, the other part of the business that I cannot say they're hidden, but they're happening. Obviously South Africa, we're all relying on the mining companies to be able to improve on our GDP. So there is some other projects that are sitting inside the mining, the likes of whereby they're building the sidings, they're increasing on the expansion. So you want to be part of that. So it came to our attention that yes, there are guys that are running those projects here in this SARA conference, and we'll make some follow-ups after the conference.
What really sets you guys apart? You've got a great history, long history, even before you became Colossal Concrete Products. But what really sets you guys apart, especially for Africa?
Couple of things. One, obviously, it's like you've said, it's our history. Internationally, from a railway sleeper point of view, Colossal is got a very highly rated reputation. And then also in terms of the diversity of products that we have. In South Africa, we actually have the broadest range in terms of concrete sleeper types. We've got over 40 different types of concrete sleepers, which sort of differentiates us from the rest of the manufacturers in the country. But over and above that, what really makes us stand out is the ability to develop project factories. Our predecessor did that very well, and we've obviously taken over that IP, that team, and that speciality of doing it, where we actually set up project factories in the different countries, and we produce our precast concrete products there. We create local jobs, skills development. We do a lot of skills transfer. We bring in a small team to actually set up so that there's a local job creation that happens. But that's really one of the things that really makes us stand out, is our ability to provide a solution depending where we are.
Your thoughts on the open access that's now come through and the impact that you believe this will have for your business?
Yes, I think that is a game changer in the industry, because we're going to be very closer to the end user. So, I think where we are, we believe that decisions will be taken quicker. And obviously, as the end user, they want to see the commodity being moving faster and quicker as planned. So they are these new developments are within their controls. So many things are going to be opening up in terms of they want to make sure that, the rails are ready to be able to cater for those volumes. And the volumes is going to be increased as well. It's a good thing, So I think by hearing that, it tells you that there is infrastructure development. We as Colossal, we are going to be very close to that. Not to repeat what I just said earlier on. Those sidings in the mine going to the main line, that is where Colossal will be servicing the main line and the siding from the mine. So you're going to be very close to the customers.
Over and above that, from a quality point of view, we are sure of what we will deliver. And we know that the clients and the private sector now going into the space, we will be able to supply to them what they need. But over and above that, we will also be able to provide to them a level 1 BBB company that is majority black women owned, which obviously then they will also benefit in terms of their BE points. But so it's not just one-sided. We'll actually provide a total solution, from the profile that we have to the products and the quality that are needed.
So we talk about quality and the type of products that you have. And there's one thing that I know of in terms of your history coming into Colossal Concrete Products is also the amount of attention that you guys pay, whether spend or attention, in research and development for your products, globally renowned. Where are you at with that? What technology are you seeing coming forward?
There's one product that we are currently working internally with our technical team to save our end users some cost initiatives on that particular product so that we can, all of us, save money on the same product. We're always open to develop. We've got a very strong technical team whereby we receive the request and we start working on that. And the likes of Transnet, allow me to mention their name. They become so much happy when we approach them with the new initiative of cost saving, because that's the main goal. So as Colossal, we are very well positioned to be able to execute such.
You've got to be specific about the sleeper that you're using in track, depending on the track and its weight and commodities and all the rest of it. Why is it so important?
Safety is a critical element of rail. We use licenses. Our sleepers are produced on the back of well-renowned, sort of the top international railway sleeper manufacturers in the world. If I can use one as an example, Abertong is a leading railway sleeper manufacturer. It's a European company, world class, and the reason we use them is because in terms of trends and development, they're a step ahead of the rest. And that's because we believe that from a safety point of view, we cannot take chances, and we need to maintain those standards of international standards in terms of sleepers.
Come the safety part of it, the sleepers are being approved by our end user as the license holder. So that makes us to be able to comply with the specification. So if the sleeper is not meeting their requirements, it is going to be rejected. We sell quality. Hence, our sleepers, they managed to approve more than plus minus 40,000 different types of sleepers, mainly because of the way as Colossal we are doing things.
What we supply provides a specific solution for a specific problem. So you'll find that the different types of sleepers that we make are for specific areas. We've got ones that are used in tunnels, where we actually have a license from another European company. And then we've got, if I can go back into history, the sleepers that were used by Gautrain during the development of the Gautrain line came out of our factory. And those are specific for that speed rail line. So there's not one solution that answers, all the problems in terms of what is required for rail. We focus on what is required, and then we bring a solution to it. Yeah. So there's different solutions for each problem.
Let's just bring it back to Africa from like the technical and the quality perspective. How do you manage the challenges that you are often faced with in Africa?
That's one of the reasons why we why we have an option for project factories. In some areas, to transport from South Africa just is not viable. This is a heavy product, so you can't transport it from here to the middle of Africa. So we have no choice but to set up factories in those areas. But then you also have the challenges where maybe you might get there, there's no electricity, there's no water. So one has to be very flexible in terms of what we can do. But we've got a team that looks at that, and each area has its own permutations, and we need to work around that.
They always say, localization is good. But outside there are so many things that you need to consider. Is it accessible? I'll give you an example. We supplied lots of sleepers from here to Namibia, mainly because we are doing some interventions. With the new projects that the guys have just mentioned now, they are qualified for us to set up in Namibia. Then that is when one can do that, even though there are other guys that operate in the country, And I think just to add as well is we have proven our good quality product, whereby there's a supplier in the country and they manage to buy from us. You can imagine supplying from here to Namibia. We supplied more than 130,000 sleepers.
What we do now in terms of trying to manage the challenges that come about in each different country is to also find local partners who are specifically in similar industries, because they've done it, they know the market, so they then bring in an element that then reduces the risk that we would have just coming in and not understanding how to operate in a particular market. So that kind of solves some of the challenges that you get by going into a foreign country.
I've had the luxury of going into your facility, and it was quite incredible. In closing, you're obviously excited about the opportunities on the continent. What message do you have?
Charity begins at home. With all these wish list projects that has been mentioned in the conference, can they unlock them? South Africa as a whole, we need to create jobs. That's one thing that we sell to our customers. Gwen can echo me. We always say, guys, let's create employment. You give us a PO, we hire people. And there's a lot of graduates that they've got so much qualifications, but there is no employment. If South Africa, they can just spend most of the time to unlock these projects, everybody's going to work. This guy, South Africa, with our rich minerals, if we can be able to move them from point A to point B, surely everybody will be happy. So I think while we're sitting as Colossal, we would like to pass the message to the stakeholders for them to make sure that all this across the product portfolio, across all the fields, to make sure that manufacturing should be the backbone of our South African GDP.
Gwen, in closing, I just want to add that yes, it's very exciting in our home market here. Transnet with trim, everything it needs to get that track up to standard. You're a big supplier in that process. PRASA as well, keeping our economy through our people moving. And then, of course, the upcoming, hopefully very soon, expansion of the Gautrain. You guys already made sleepers for Gautrain. So I think home market is quite exciting. I think our regional integration with our immediate neighbours, there is plenty of opportunity there for you, again, as a supplier. What's your positive message that you want to close on?
As you've said, I must be excited. I definitely am excited. There's plenty of opportunities. What we are seeing is now a refocus in terms of South Africa as well as the neighboring countries in developing, fixing, maintaining their railway infrastructure. The opportunities here, the opportunities on this continent. And for me, it's very important that we are part of that revival. And we are part of turning around the African economies with the little role that we will play in supplying our products to ensure that the infrastructure is up to date. And once this infrastructure, it means there'll be trade, there'll be economies of the region will improve. And at the end, everyone's to benefit. Not just us, but the whole, the countries that will be involved in this revitalization. All of us are going to benefit, and I'm very excited about it.
For those of you who are looking for the additional coffee with the editors that we have done previously in the Colossal Concrete Products facility, please be sure to check the links below. And on that note, I thank you for joining me for this Coffee with the Editor.